So guys, you can see the circuit over here. Let's press the button. See, I press the button, the LED turns on. If I release it, the LED is off. I press it, it's on, else off. If I keep it pressed, the LED remains on. As soon as I release it, the LED turns off. I press it, on, release it, off. So let me take you to the code. So here you can see we initialize the button as output and the LED, the button pin as input and the LED pin as an output. And here we went for the while when loop because it's a forever loop. Now we checked if the button is pressed, we gave some debouncing delay. If the button is pressed, the LED turns on, else LED is off. So this coding is giving us this result over here. See, if I press it, it's on, else off. Hello guys, welcome to learning microcontrollers. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how we can interface a PIC16F877A microcontroller with a push button to turn on and off an LED. And we will program this in the MicroBasic Pro for PIC. So let's get started. First of all, this is our PIC16F877A microcontroller having 40 pins. It's a DIP version. This on the left is our 2-pin push button. Remember that this 2-pin push button is a non-polar component. You can shuffle the pins as well, doesn't matter. So let's label it. Now before we label, first of all, to interface this push button with a PIC microcontroller, you need a 10K resistor. This 10K resistor decides either when the button is pressed, a 1 is sent to the microcontroller or a 0 is sent. If this resistor, this 10K resistor is in pull down configuration, like the resistor is at the grounding end, then whenever the button is pressed, a 1 will be sent. If this is in the pull up configuration, like the resistor is at the VCC side, like the power side, then a 0 will be sent when the button is pressed. In our case, we will configure this in such a way that, like in a pull down configuration, whenever the button is pressed, a 1 will be sent. So let's do the wiring. So you have 2 pins of the push button. I name the right one as the output and left one as the VCC. Now the VCC pin directly goes to the VCC of your PIC16F877A microcontroller. Now for the other pin, that is the output pin or the signal pin, you connect it to the one end of the 10K resistor like this. And the same pin will go to either your any available digital input output pin on the PIC microcontroller. So I'm going to use the port C pin number 0 for the input. Like button is sending an input to the PIC. So the other pin of the 10K resistor will go to the ground. Now see over here that the 10K resistor is on the grounding side, not on the power side. So it means that whenever the button is pressed, a 1 will be sent because this resistor is in the pull down configuration. So our button is connected in the pull down configuration. Now let's connect an LED. Now to test the circuit, we will use an LED. Whenever the button is pressed, the LED will turn on. But as soon as the button is released, the LED will turn off. So if you press the button, LED is on. If you release the button, the LED is off. LED is only on when the button is pressed. So this is our LED. Now let's do the connection of the LED as well. Now since you can see that the LED have 2 pin, one longer, one shorter, I'll name the longer as the power and shorter is always the ground. And this is a non-polar component. You cannot shuffle these 2 pins. The LED will get burned. So you have to be careful with that. Now to interface this LED with the PIC, you connect the ground pin directly with the ground pin of the PIC. For the power pin, you need a safety resistor. I'm going to use a 220 ohm safety value. If you go the higher values, then remember that the LED will go dim. So it's up to you, whatever value you want to set. Now for the power pin, the longer pin, you connect it to the one end of the 220 ohm resistor like this. From the other end of this 20 ohm resistor, you can send it to any available digital input output pin of your PIC microcontroller. I'm going to use the pin number P0 like this. In this way, the LED and the button are connected. So let me show you the hardware before we move on to the programming. So guys, this over here is our hardware, as you can see. So you can see that there, this one will be the button. I have made the shields. I also have lectures on these as well, how you can make your own. So this will be my button and this will be 0. This one will be the LED. Below you can see is the PIC16F877A microcontroller, and the whole circuit will be powered up using the PIC16F877, PIC-Kit3 programming tool. So now to set up this hardware, that you need to go for this, you need to go through a lecture that is in the introductory section or in the description of this lecture. So you go through that lecture if you don't know how to set up the hardware. So let's get to our MicroBasic Pro to start the programming. So this is my MicroBasic Pro. Let me zoom in so you guys can see better. I will use the magnifier to zoom in. So this is version 7.6.0. Higher version, if available, you can just update to that. But at this time, this is the latest. Click on File, New Project. This window pops up. New project wizard. Click on Next. Write the name of the project. Okay. Before we did LED blink, LED button tutorial. Okay, this name suits. Okay, microcontroller is PIC16F877A, and the crystal connected to pin number 13 and 14 is 20 megahertz. So I will write 20 here. So you have to make sure that this crystal we are talking here about, this one. You cannot see it, it is under the board. The crystal you connect externally to the pin number 13 and 14, you have to write that value over here. So click on next and finish. Okay, now this window pops up. Before you do anything else, first of all, go to file and save your work to keep a backup. Save. There you go. Now we can start writing the code. Now I will remove these comments. I don't need the comments here. So it has automatically made the program, that is LED button tutorial. Inside the main, you will start writing your code. Now first of all, since we are using two things, one is a button and another one is a LED. So we have to initialize both the things at first. So first of all, we initialize the button, that is tris b.b0. Why b.b0? Because we have connected the button to port B, pin number 0, and it will be equal to 0. 0 means the pin has been declared as output. So LED is an output component. So that's perfect. Now for the button, I write tris c.b0. Now here again, why C? Because the button is connected to port C, pin number 0. So it will be B0, and it has also been declared as input. Sorry, it's not output, it's input. Now to make the pin go input, you have to write 1. To make it output, you have to write 0, while tris is the direction register. So in this way, both the components have been initialized. Now by default, since we have an LED as well, by default the LED may turn on. I want the LED to be off by default. So after initializing the LED, I write here port B.B0 equals to 0. So LED by default will be off. This is the initial state of the LED. After that, we go for our forever loop. Now to go to the forever loop, we can use a while when loop. Write while true and then when. Now this command, whatever you write in between, will repeat forever. So this is our forever loop. This is our one-time loop. Inside it, I check if the button is pressed. So we know that if the button is pressed, the pin will go high because we have connected a 10K resistor in the pull down configuration. So I check if port C.B0 equals to 1, then what happens? Then we give a delay, some delay. This is the debouncing delay. This is very important. Like of some value, like I give it 20 millisecond. Debouncing delay makes sure that if accidentally your button gets pressed, it will not be considered pressed unless your button is being pressed for around 20 millisecond. So this is very important. Like in machinery, there is a heavy possibility that due to some dust particle in the air or due to some electrostatic charge, the buttons may get pressed. So this makes sure that your button will not be considered pressed. Only if a human presses it, like human will press it for 1 second, half second, or 250 millisecond minimum. So only then it will be considered pressed. So if the button is pressed, then consider it pressed. Now if the button is pressed, we check again. If the button is if the button is still pressed, only then turn the port B.B0 high. Now the button pin has been, the LED is now on. Now after that, we write and if command will be used to close the first loop, this loop. First of all, we close this loop, if to and if. Then after that, we have to close this loop as well. So before that, we write else. If the button is not pressed, then what should be the case? Like I make it here. Else, if the button is not pressed, then port B.B0 is in the initial state, that is 0. This one, exactly same state. Like its LED is off. Only LED is on if the button is pressed, and for after a debouncing delay, if the button is still pressed after 20 millisecond, only then the LED is considered to be on. Like button is considered to be pressed and LED will turn on. Now we end this loop as well. We have to write end if again here for the upper loop like this. Now this end if is for this if, and this end if is for the this one. So this is our total code. Now we can build this code to check for errors. No errors, that's perfect. Now we go to our PIC16 programmer tool to burn it. Open your PIC16 programmer tool. Also there is a lecture on this as well in the introductory section. You can just go there and take a look. If you don't have the software, in that I will tell you how to download and install this as well. Just you can go to that section. Okay, first of all, select the microcontroller, that is PIC16F877A. Click on File, Import. Now this is the code we just wrote. By date modified, this is the latest code. Click on Write. Okay, the new code is being written. You have to wait. Let's get to the hardware until the code is being written. These two LEDs are blinking because they are connected to pin number B6 and B7. B6 and B7 are being used by PIC3 as well for programming. So that's why they blink when it's working, when it's programming. Now take a look over here. We have powered up the circuit using the PIC3 programmer tool. See, if I press this, it turns power is off. Now if I press this, the power is on. Now see, by default, the LED is off. That is a great sign. The LED must be off if nothing is pressed. See, in the else loop, we have written that if nothing is pressed, the LED must be off. And initially the LED must be off. So LED must be off. LED only turns on when the button is pressed. And it is being pressed for more than 20 milliseconds. So now we go there, we press our button, this one, and we see what happens. See, the LED turns on. Now I have kept the button pressed, the LED is on. As soon as I leave the button, the LED must turn off. See, the LED turns off. Now if I press the button, LED on, I release it, LED off. I press it, LED on, I release it, it's off. Press on, release off. Press on, release off. So this is working great. So guys, this is it. I hope you guys learned something from this lecture. If you guys have any questions, please do ask. We'll see you in the next lecture. Goodbye until then.